got the boys on the casting couch, about to get up some naughty stuff.
Oh yeah. This is going to be weird, us sitting all facing the camera.
No, we're on the casting couch, mate.
Huh? Yeah.
It's going to look weirder.
Why?
No, I come sit here with the boys.
Yeah, but we're talking, but we're like... is it recording?
Well, we can get both of these chairs on a V.
Yeah, let's do that. That's one of the things, you've got to be comfortable. There we go. Where do you want to sit, Twig? Do you want to be front and centre? I know you like to be centre of attention. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, we'll sit there. Welcome to the fish tank. That's what the podcast is called. We've got Marsh here from CNC, head designer, and Andre from Blue Dog Boats. So I'm going to start off with you, mate. Get a bit more information about you, background, so everyone can know who you are in the CNC marine world, and if they're ever looking at getting a boat designed anywhere around Australia, what it is, how it began, and kind of the process that someone would involve if they were to contact either you to get a boat done, or a fabricator, boat building business like Andre, if you don't have the skills to make one yourself.
Yeah, ideally you just contact Andre and I don't talk to you at all. Unless you want something fancy. As in, not fancy, that's the wrong word. As in, unless you want something changed, then you just talk to Andre directly. But anyway, I'm Marsh. I wouldn't say, I'm not the head designer anymore.
Mate, we went over yesterday when I was going to call you 3 times. And you said designer.
I would be a designer. Anyway, a little bit of backstory here. So CNC was started in 2007. I came on board in about 2016 as the sort of first hire, if you will, working with a guy named Peter Holmes. He's really genius naval architect. If you ever want someone on your podcast that will just talk and talk and talk and have just an insane amount of knowledge, he's your guy. But we started in his mother-in-law's basement, and roof low enough that you could sit there and work. But so that's kind of where we started. Over the years, and the next sort of 2 or 3 years, I slowly took over it more until I think about 2019, 2020, he completely kind of backed out of it. At that time, we sort of brought on new people. There is about 8 of us now. We're in a nice office now. We've been in a nice office for long. Not in the dungeon anymore. And we're actually we're getting our first sort of shed built for us so that we can have a really nice space to do prototyping and everything, which is great. So I'd say I run the whole thing now. So the term's probably more managing director, but I know we had this conversation the other day. I was like, I don't want to be called that. Liam is actually the head designer now. So give him the credit where credit's due, that he's probably more the guy there designing all the time. So rather than me.
Liam, you're the man.
So
legend.
I do design work. And I would love.
As much anymore.
I would honestly love to do it more. I'm an industrial designer, sort of. If that's my trade, I think. And over the years, you slowly as you sort of move up and people come in under you, end up just getting distracted so much. So it's probably, I want to get back to that, which is why I'd love to now, and I'm starting to hire people that film the roles that I'm doing, so that potentially I could go back and do more design work, which is what I love doing. So,
So to give people a bit more context that might not know what CNC Marine does, they will give you all the sheets of aluminium to create a boat to the exact spec that you want. So Marsh can probably give a bit of a better example of this, but say you want a cabin boat, they'll have a design that they've made, and then you can customize it any way you want, bigger fuel tanks, higher sides, etc. And then they will CNC press, cut,
router cut
a full sheet of aluminium or many sheets, and then you cut and weld that boat together. So I didn't even know what that was. I know they did it for like car parts and stuff, but
Yep.
yeah, until I started talking to Andre about the whole design process, I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like it's foolproof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for people that don't, like with me, who don't really know anything about that or didn't know anything about that until I become involved in it, like, was this something that had been around for a while, or did you guys kind of, like, I know the CNC process had been around for a while, but for boat building, was that new or?
Look, it's not, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a new thing. So there's a thing called like a naval architect, right? And generally it's a one-man team or maybe two kind of thing. They all design boats. There's a bunch in Australia. I would say in Australia we're top of the world for like plate boats. And I think there's some good ones in New Zealand as well. CNC Marine went down the path of like, well, let's try and allow sort of more people to do it, have more of a range, make it easier to build, have a bit more thought in what's going on in the build. So most of these naval architects, they'll design a hull and then it'll just be a hull and they won't have considered anything on the top, how it looks, whatever. And so what we're doing isn't new. The new part is that we go through and think about everything else. And then where sort of Andre comes into it is that obviously we sort of work with builders and that's not a new thing. But we then will help Andre develop his brand and further develop the style and say Andre will always come back to us and be like, oh, I don't like this, I want this, I don't. It's like constant that feedback loop, and we'll just slowly develop away from our standard, away to his style and what he's doing, and create his range for him.
Yeah. So that's what you're in the process of doing now, is building your fleet.
Yeah. So yeah, we've obviously come out with the island hopper version, and we're just getting all different sizes in that style of boat, and that's what we want to call our brand.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
But if you go out we sort of call it a kit boat, right? But we're designing boats for, like, you got like police boats, marine rescue, like we're doing high-end stuff.
Yeah.
It's not your generic off-the-shelf stuff. And that's what Andre's building. He's building like the same boat that the police are going to use or the marine rescue are going to use, but he's converting that and we're turning that into a recreational boat.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more stringent requirements and everything that we're going through to design a boat for him and build for him. So, yeah.
Yeah, in my very limited experience in the boat building world, I've used boats a lot, but building it, the thing I keep hearing from we're at Hillary's boat show right now, is that they're overbuilt in a sense. Like, I don't even know what the words are, but when we were putting one together the other day, like the stringers and the crossbars and that, you were telling me that there's like a lot more in these CNC designs than in other boats you've worked on.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've put in and like you're like, we want to make these?
Yeah.
I'm not the boat builder.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Float better, or was it something that you got an idea from elsewhere, or you saw other products on the market and go, this is a gap we can fill?
Well, I think we're designing boats like a bigger, like in sort of a bigger arena kind of thing, as in the same way that we're doing our 4-meter boats is the same way that you do a 10-meter boat.
Yeah.
And we're just adding that sort of solidness to the boat. Yes, there's a lot, most sort of what you call like tinnies and stuff like that out there. Or even there's some brands out there that are doing like plate boats, but they wouldn't meet the requirements for, say, a survey boat or a commercial boat. Yeah. We're just applying those technologies that we're already doing for these sort of survey boats, the like high-end sort of commercial boats, and we're just bringing them into recreational. Yeah. So,
is that hard to do, or is that like is the design process? Has there been barriers to being able to do that, or have you just downscaled it in terms of, all right, it's a smaller boat, we'll just build it to that spec?
It's definitely harder in the way that I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention brands, but look, honestly, if there's a lot of brands out there that are these sort of off-the-shelf recreational boats, and they will go, In their marketing and everything, they're like, yeah, it can take 10 people. It can have this bigger engine. You can do this. You can do this. There's whatever it is. They just say it like it's all marketing, whatever. And technically, they can do it. Like it does meet the very low laws that are required. Australia already has like high laws for recreational anyway, but even like American boats and stuff like coming in, they're built with the wrong materials for a start. So we're just doing it better in a way, or just doing it to the higher standards that are more for commercial stuff. So it's definitely not harder to do because we're already doing it. We're just creating commercial boats for a recreational standard. Did that answer the question? Or felt like I went on a bit of a tangent there.
The biggest way to say it is if you wanted a commercial boat, there's just different procedures in place to get it to the commercial standard.
Yeah.
All the structural stuff is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? Yeah.
Well, even so, the structural, a good example of this is that there's no reason why a plate boat can't use whatever like aluminium you want, really. It doesn't really matter. Like, and so that's why you get like a press boat, which is like a Quintrex or something. It'd be like 1.2 mil thick. Yeah. There might be no structure behind it. And then that boat will last a few years and then you'll get cracking, like the seams will start cracking. There'll be issues. The actual plate might start deforming. A lot of the even sort of thicker plate boats, I'm putting in inverted commas for the listeners, but so most American plate boats, for instance, they use a material called 5052 grade, which is quite soft. And what that means between the structure over the course of 10 years, pounding on waves, that starts like deforming into sort of around the structure, and you get all these like crazy ripples. It just deforms, and it's just not strong enough. We would the sort of the stuff that you should be using is 5083 grade, which is just a higher grade. And so then you've got most plate boat builders in Australia will use 5083. It's probably more industry standard. We'll then go an extra step there where, yes, there's 5083, but there can be issues with that. So there's a thing called DNV certified material, which is just a third-party certification. Yeah. It's just where there's a third party certifying that material. They're testing the sheets to make sure that it is the good shit and that it's going to last forever. And we wouldn't use anything different. For anything like hull, structure, plates, we still will use 5052 material where it works, where it could be used. Yeah.
Going off all of that, something I get asked a little bit because people don't understand all the different things in the boating industry and design process and where all the materials come from, is a lot of people are starting to think in Australia that some of these things are like Chinese designed. Not so much CNC, just a lot of the boats coming over, there's new people on the market, they don't really understand that process. So you just explained how stringent the grading of the aluminium is and that you're using the highest grade materials to build these boats by a third party supplier. I think that's really good point to make for people that do all their research, they're looking into a CNC design, they don't fully understand everything that is behind the scenes, that it is to the highest grade possible. I think it's good to just rehash that for people that are, spending 200, 300k on a boat, you're looking into every single little detail, which I know probably all of us here do when you're spending money on something. I think that's a really important factor.
For sure,
and that's probably on the website, and you probably explain that on other places, but I didn't even know that. So I knew, Andre had explained to me that it's like high grade aluminium. I don't know what high grade aluminium is, but for people listening, like I reckon go back over that and listen to that, because that is, I think that's pretty important factor in building a boat.
Can we just use an example here? And I don't know if we're allowed to do this because this is going to be insider knowledge. But Andre the other week told me, I was sort of explaining to a bunch of people about fuel tanks, and that fuel tanks, you have to use 4mm 5083 industry, and you cannot use that, basically anything lesser grade. And we would never use anything lesser grade just because of the pressures that a fuel tank is under, right? And then he told me that boats always use, what do they use?
5052 and 3 mil.
Yeah, 5052 3 mil material. We wouldn't even use 5083 3 mil or 5052 4 mil. You could use maybe 5052, maybe 5 or 6 mil for it.
Yeah.
But just that alone is like, there's these really prominent brands using these low grade materials in areas like that, and that's just like, that's crazy. Like, I would never do that. I'd never want to run my boat and know that I've got that kind of fuel tank on there. Like, so that's just one example that obviously with insider knowledge that
and that's just a third party piece that maybe they don't know that, you know, they could potentially learn from it. Maybe it's something they're unaware of. I don't know.
Maybe they don't know.
You never know how they run their business or how they've got their engineered, or even if they do have engineering. You never know, but yeah.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Because with your background, you've worked on big boats.
Not massive. So my background. My background is I spent 8 years designing various things, and then I started working for Riviera about 15 years ago. I don't know, and something like that. And so I think the biggest boat I would have worked on is like 80 foot kind of thing, which I wouldn't say is massive. It's a big boat in the small boat game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a cruise ship.
It's not a cruise ship. Honestly, I like anything bigger than that, you go into your sort of big boat market kind of thing, and I'm probably not that interested in that kind of thing. Like, you end up having like big teams. It actually becomes quite easy to design bigger stuff.
Yeah, because you've got heaps of room to push.
Yeah. It's just like, you put a bedroom there. You get like someone who just like you don't even need a marine person. You're just like, we put a bedroom there. We lay it out like this. We've got all the space in the world. When you start going that, even 80 foot is like, gets a bit easier. But when you start going into, so I did like the one that I always really liked, the 54 Sports for Riviera. But even like the cabins in that, they start getting a bit tricky to sort of lay out and putting structure in the right place and everything like that. But I'd still call that a big boat.
But what I'm trying to kind of get on that angle.
Sorry. You're going to have to repeat your question.
With these kind of boats, like, this is big money. Like, we're not just talking about trailer boats.
Yeah.
I would assume that the design and engineering process is like a massive team, and it involves people from all over the world to do this. Where with like a local boat builder, like Andre uses you and your company, which has you and your team. But there could be other builders around that don't have that. You know, they are just building and designing off their own knowledge, whatever their own background is, but they don't have this wealth of experience to lean on. And if you get a kit boat, like through CNC, there's video processes on how to make it all. You can call up CNC. It's like a step-by-step guide. You can lean on the boat builders in the area. You can go and do courses. So you're running pure plate now. Which is, you sign up and you go and make a 4.5 metre boat. 4.2. So I had a 4.2 Quintrex Renegade, pretty stable boat, good little travelling boat. And then I went and had a look at the one that these guys made, and it's like, the gunnel was like, it's so wide on it. It's like a little bathtub.
Yeah, literally,
Do you want to talk a bit about that? Because I know that's a pretty exciting thing you got going on the East and West Coast.
As in sort of the training aspect of it?
Yeah, what is it like? How do you get involved, and what is the...
Yeah.
I know it goes over
4 days.
Yeah.
So Pure Plate is, it's sort of aimed at just like supporting the industry. CNC Marine and Pure Plate are different companies, but Pure Plate is aimed at bringing in different companies. So as CNC Marine, I'm always there. Of course I'm going to be there because it's a separate company paying to train us and train people and use our products. So we're full on board. We've been putting a lot of effort into it as well to help them sort of build it and everything like that. And then it'll get like industry professionals like Andre that absolutely know their shit to train people. Like, we'd call it, maybe it's like a workshop where it's not like you're doing an apprenticeship.
No.
You go in there and seeing how he builds but then you're doing it.
Yeah.
So he's standing there going, do this, do this, do this. Oh, you're fucking it up. Like, like,
Nah, do it this way.
I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Now do it that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, by the end of, so with those ones, guys, it's pretty extreme, and so you get there, you can have no experience at all.
Yeah.
You get there on the first morning, you're straight into learning MIG and TIG, figure it out. You're learning about the design straight away and how a boat sort of come together. And then halfway through the first day, you like start tacking together a hull.
Yeah.
And
Big daunting though, for
Yeah.
most people anyway.
yeah,
Yeah, because I was down in the shed when you were doing it, and it was like 40-something degree day, and
Yeah.
everyone's rocking up, and I'm just driving out the driveway in the boat, like going out for a fish.
yeah, note to self, don't do it
Don't do it
in that hot.
Yeah, in January, sorry, yeah.
In January, yeah.
Wait a couple of months.
Next one's in what?
September.
September, yeah.
Late September, yeah.
Yeah.
What attracted you to the boating industry, mate? What was your pathway, or were you always interested in it?
Look, I've always been interested in boats. I grew up, my family had a house on the Maroochy River on the Sunshine Coast. Big sort of massive family house. I would have spent 20 of my first 25 Christmases at this house. And we would walk across the road. My pop had a, I don't even know what the boat would have been. Must have been about a 4-meter little cuddy cab thing that we'd always go out on. And then, but we'd just fish off the bank or go out on the boat on the river, and yeah, always sort of boating. So that was kind of like my childhood. Then I became an industrial designer. I also did an engineering degree and was doing lots of other stuff like, anyway, I won't go into lots of other things, consumer electronics. I did mining equipment, like lots of stuff. And then in the early 2000s, I kind of had no job at some point, and because I went traveling for a little bit, and then came back and just basically looked around the Gold Coast. I was on the Gold Coast at the time. Looked around the Gold Coast and was, what shit do I want to design? Like, what do I want to get into? And I sent an email to Riviera at that time, and basically said, "Hey, I'm available to work. I can come in immediately. Do you want, like, what do you?" Yeah. And I got
I'm very good at this.
basically got an email back from Wes Moxie, who's the CEO there, and they were rebuilding their design team at the time after they had been into receivership and stuff like that, and I was, I guess, the first sort of hire after that to start helping them design everything that they've got now. I swear probably like 90% of it was designed in the time I was there at that time for those few years. And now they're kind of just riding that wave. Yeah. They still have designers there, but I don't know if they're obviously creating stuff and everything, but it was like we just smashed shit out when we were there. So I just learnt so much from the guys there. Had a couple of really good bosses, and yeah, that was my introduction to it. So the owner of CNC Marine, the original owner of CNC Marine was a guy that I met there. That's Peter Holmes, and he was doing engineering for Rivs as well. And then when I came on board to CNC, yeah, we'd just work together. So he was like, "Yeah, I know what you can do. I know, so do you want to come help us with this project?"
Yeah.
So
Cool. And how'd you two meet?
I just started building boats. We built one 7.5 meter to start with, and then it just like sort of snowballed from there. Like all my mates figured out that I was building boats again, because obviously I had like a gap year in building boats.
gap year, love it.
Well, we did. Yeah, I went to FIFO and did completely different stuff to boat building.
Yeah.
And then all my mates, they're like, "Oh, can I build one?" Oh yeah. And then we just got a relationship going. We kept ordering kits and all that, and then we decided, oh well, we want to start customising these. Just the standard CNC ones is how it all started. We started customising them, so we started working with Marsh and all that. And then, a few years later, we're like, no, we want to bring out our own range. And then, so we got Marsh to design that. And then it's just snowballed from there, really, hasn't it?
Did you just, I'm trying to think back to like some of the original calls, but did you talk to me first?
Oh, that's a long time ago. I think so. I don't know.
Because I do remember like, and this is probably gone back, this might be like 2018 or 17 or something like that, but I specifically remember sitting out the front of my house on like a Sunday or something like that, talking to you on the phone about, so I don't remember what we were talking about.
It probably would have been my old boy, because I was in a pretty shitty place working at the old place. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to sell my house. I can't afford to work here and have a house and all that. And that's why I went FIFO. And it would have been probably my old boy that phoned you to see how to go about it.
Yeah.
And then, obviously FIFO helped me out, get back on my feet again. And then we had one of my mates wanted to build a boat when I was at Genesis. Then he's like, oh, well, it's just build a CNC Marine. Like, I still want you to build my boat, but we just can't do a Genesis. So it's do a CNC, and then that's how it all started.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, then another mate came along and, I want a 5-minute center console. Can you build a CNC one? Yeah, 100%. Yes, order it. And then that's how it all started. So it probably would have been Dad. Wouldn't have been me personally.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going back a few years.
Dad was
so,
pretty keen for me to start doing CNC Marines, so yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's a long time.
I wonder even how he found us at the time, so.
Don't know.
Yeah.
I have to actually ask him.
Yeah.
If it wasn't.
A little origin story there.
Yeah.
Yeah, unknown.
Yeah.
We need to get Andy on the podcast.
Yeah, he'll love that.
But what's that? So that's over 7 years, right?
Yeah.
That's the journey,
Yeah.
7 years. But the real sort of build-up has been the last like couple of years.
Yeah, 100%. As soon as we started bringing our own range out, we've been working together pretty hard to boost
Pew,
it.
pew, pew.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a bit of behind the scenes stuff that you probably don't see, like Marsh is supporting all these different plate boat builders over the country. He's at all these different boat shows. He gives massive support to a lot of like social media people or influencers, kind of doing like what me and Em are doing. They've got another mob on the East Coast, Less Ordinary Boys. I'm sure there's other people as well that are up and coming or that are in the works.
Yeah.
They are super supportive of us, everything we do, and yeah, they love seeing boats out and in the wild. YouTube series of all the mad builds, like there's one that's nearly fully revolved around Andre's dad just drinking beer. They put like kegs on their big island hopper, and
there's a few that we haven't released yet. There's probably 3 or 4 more that seems.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
A few more videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen them, they're pretty cool. Like,
Which one?
just all of them. Like
the videos, yeah.
Behind the scenes with the builders, them going through the process of building it and getting it out on the water. And as all boat owners love their boat so much, you can see all the passion like come through.
Yeah. Yeah, we're always keen to do that sort of thing. It's pretty rewarding, to be honest, to do those videos, especially there's some that are just the video about you kind of thing, but then there's the ones like with Andy in there, and that's pretty nice.
Well, I say to all my customers, it's like, if you're at Roto or doing something, if you get a good photo, send it in. We want to see it. And we also want to put it back on our socials to say, like, look at these guys enjoying their boat, having the best time of their life.
Yeah.
Just chilling in the ocean or something, if you know what I mean. That's what we say. We want to see it.
Yeah.
Send it.
Want to finish it one question with you, mate? And you can answer this as well. What's your dream build that you haven't yet done with CNC, or something you might be designing that you're just waiting for someone to pull the trigger on, or you don't have?
I have the perfect thing right now. Yeah.
And then that same question is going to be for you, or something that you have ready that you want to alter based off the CNC build.
Yeah. So what I have in my mind, and I've had this in my mind for a while. Look, I talk to lots and lots of people all the time, so I kind of get that little bits from like each person as well. And look, this is probably something that I would like personally. And so just a little bit of backstory before I get into it. I was sitting at dinner with Andre and his family, and they were talking about this boat they wanted to do, and I'm like, don't do that. Like, do this boat. I was trying to sell it. And Andy, Andre's dad, was just like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing this. I was like, okay, sweet. Anyway, so basically we have like our full offshore boats, right? They're real high sides, high decks and everything. They're built for like, you could get, it's like, what do you call it? Like blue water.
Yeah, you could
so
go
is it
anywhere.
green water or whatever? Yeah, green water boating. It's like, yeah, you could go anywhere. You could get dunked by a wave and come out the other side and be fine. The decks will drain and everything. Anyway, I'd say most people aren't boating like that.
No.
There's some like people that are, but yeah. So I've been looking down the path. So we have like our barra range, right? Which is the decks are lower, the sides are lower. Everything, it's like a squished version, but still has the same ride quality. Essentially, you could still go offshore, and these boats would rival most offshore and inverted comma brands out there anyway. But they're just sort of a lighter weight, cheaper version, which is still insanely solid. I've been thinking about doing a longer, about 6 meter sort of cabin version of that. More designed down the path of having like a family of say 2 hours, 2 kids, young kids kind of thing, which is what I have. So that probably makes a lot of sense while I'm thinking about it. A boat that you'd feel comfortable about, like going around the islands, like going offshore definitely, but not in insane weather. Yeah. Going up the coast, still great ride. Feeling confident and comfortable that you'd be able to get home even if it does turn into insane weather. But just a little bit easier to manage and a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter on the budget, kind of thing.
Yeah, stop edging us, mate. What is it?
Yeah. So basically, yeah.
He's almost convinced us to do it.
No, so yeah, it's kind of what I'd call it is like I don't even know what it's called, but it's still like a 6 meter hardtop, kind of full hardtop thing, but just a lightweight version of it, I guess.
Like a sports, like
yeah,
slim
sports
line,
is the
like,
right word. Yeah, definitely.
Like a sleek looking.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
can still do everything.
Yeah.
It's still capable, it's still strong, but just a bit cheaper. And realistically, like 99% of people, I wouldn't say 99, I'd say like 80% of people that buy boats probably don't even go past the first reef.
No.
So, but this can do that and more and
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
get back safe, but you don't need to spend the extra 100 grand
Yeah.
to have it fully like commercial spec.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm not the richest person or anything. Like I struggle to afford boats. I mean, I get boats because I'm like, I work in a boating company. So, but I'm still like, I would struggle to afford these big boats.
Yeah.
So it's those sort of, I'm designing a boat for myself, and I probably remember it because when people call me and talk to me about this stuff. So,
A more achievable family
yeah.
that's capable of doing it all.
Super capable, functional, just, yeah. And to be honest, I've got it in my head and I've got sketches of stuff.
Stuff it, just do it.
Yeah. And I am working on it, but like, I mean,
It's a bit of
stuff
behind
like,
the scenes,
I mean, I'm working on a 62 for a new Blue Dog 62 boat. So that kind of always takes precedent, stuff like that. So when
come in time.
I'll slowly do it when I have time, but yeah.
And
yeah.
the thing is, like, we're at the boat show right now. You're not getting like a 6.5 meter boat for under what, like
150,
yeah.
Oh, minimum
But that's
150.
like with
yeah.
nothing on it.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
That's just maybe not even the engine.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a more affordable boat that's also spec'd out in terms of hull rigidity,
Yeah.
rideability, all these things.
Yeah, a bit more like the hull being a little bit more efficient as well, so you don't need a 200 horsepower engine to power it as well. Something that you can, because people still want to go fast. Like I still want to have fun.
Yeah.
Like I just don't want to pay freaking 60 grand for a big donk.
But also having the ability to also customize that hull to suit your family's needs. So like some people want like bench seats to line all their kids up on it, or like you know what I mean? Like, to have that option is still awesome in a smaller, sporty looking boat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Can I just like branch off that for a second? Do you know if there is much innovation coming out of plate boat building at the moment? Like, if you look at the last, your 20 years of experience roughly in the boating industry,
Yeah.
have you seen, because I'm not in that, I'm just a recreational user of it, and I go, oh yeah, this is like a cool new thing with an engine, like say,
Yeah.
the Hull
Electronic
Master
steering,
or like autopilot, whatever. Have you seen in terms of shapes of boats or
Yeah.
materials, has there been a big change, or are you starting to feel that more so now?
There's definitely some sort of designers doing some interesting stuff, and that I would say that also, like, if we just talk hull, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely some crazy stuff that's going on everywhere, like, and we definitely work on some crazier stuff, but we tend to, especially for like a solid, good quality, last forever plate boat, we develop lots and then we come back and we simplify it. That's kind of a design loop anyway. You're always trying to get the simplest thing. And the big thing that, and we've definitely been developing, if you look at our last 5 years, the hull from 5 years ago to now is insanely different. You mightn't look at it and go, it looks insanely different, but 100% it is. So the stuff like Andre's building right now, the 6.8, the 710 or 720, 7027 that you're doing, right, that you're building right now, these are very, very different hulls, very different hull styles. But when you look at it, you're not like, oh, that looks
You
so
would never
different.
tell. Yeah, you would never tell. But when they put them on the water and you get to see how they perform, they shit all over everything. Like,
Yeah.
Compared to 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are definitely designers that are sort of pushing the boundaries, but I don't know. The boating industry is a weird one. Like, there's a lot of people doing the same stuff they've been doing forever,
and they're stuck in their ways.
Yeah, in Australia, like, it's weird. There's not a lot of new designers coming through. They all get eaten up by like big mining companies and like the big engineering stuff, like the submarine projects. So there's no one coming through. You've got the older generation, which was always like this boys club that like were super set in their ways. They're all either dying out, as in just retiring, or getting bought out by these mining companies because they can't get stuff. So they're stopping developing as well. And then you've got a couple of people that are actually trying to push, like CNC Marine, that we're trying to like actually develop and push boundaries and stuff like that. But it's not just developing in the way of like making something work better. It's also making it easier to build, more thought out, more functional, more like, I don't know, I'm probably going to go a bit fancy here, but like better, like a better emotional response to the boat as well. There's a lot more
Sell
to
the
it.
emotion, mate.
Yeah.
How it makes you feel.
Yeah.
That's how you
100%.
sell it.
Yeah.
So, same question back at you, mate. What design or build are you most excited to change, or something that's coming out from CNC, or something you're working on? Or something someone hasn't ordered yet that you'd love to build?
Yeah. I personally, I'm a sucker for those big American center consoles, like your Grady Whites and your all those type of boats. So I personally, once I win the lotto or something, would love to build like a 40-footer or something like that. Just massive center console with beds, toilets, heaps of rods, huge motors on the back. That is my dream. Like side doors, all that. So that is what I want to build. But who knows if that'll ever happen. But
Build one.
yeah, I wish. But for now, it's probably just getting our range to a point that we're happy with, and then fine tuning that range to be the best range in Australia. If you know what I mean, that's where I want to take it. Yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing, this might be like such a bad idea, but have you ever thought of doing hood ornaments for boats?
Hood ornaments.
Like Mack trucks and all that.
On a Bentley.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a little blue dog.
The bulldog on the truck.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Well, we're actually talking about that.
Yeah.
My little dog thing on the cleats.
Yeah.
That's a little trademark thing.
Just
That's a little
something a bit
secret.
different. You know?
We could set. You could cut it if you want, but yeah, we were talking about Andre had the idea to do the fairly the little cleats and everything, but in the like somewhat similar to the Blue Dog logo as well, because it kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
So I reckon that'd be cool as hell to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Boys, covered a few things CNC. Anything else going on you want to talk about?
I mean, there is lots.
We have talked about some big exciting stuff, but we can't reveal it yet.
Yeah, there's definitely things, and yeah, we've talked about that we need to probably do this in another 6 months, and I can reveal some stuff. But yeah, I'm always running mad doing developing stuff. Like I've got the energy right now. I'm not going to have the energy in 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Hopefully in 20 years,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm not that old, yeah.
Juice up.
But like right now, I mean, I've got solid energy to develop, so this is sort of the time to do it. And Andre's 10 years younger than me, and so
I'm in the same boat. I just want to build this as big as we can go.
yeah,
Yeah, it's cool because we're all kind of younger, so we're all growing together and we're all doing completely different things.
yeah.
Yeah, you're obviously running the show, but I'll just come along for the ride.
You're doing your thing, man. 100%. Yeah. So.
Awesome.
And honestly, we need like it's all a team effort.
Yeah.
At the end of the
100%.
day, like
Grow together.
yeah.
Have good times.
Yeah.
It's all fun. At the end of the day, like it's boats. You know,
Yeah.
it's nothing
Yeah.
serious and crazy. Like it's people going out, having a bit of fun, spending time with their family, or getting away from their job that's shit and just having a bit of time to
Just even having a mental
Yeah.
break,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
a reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole process of like designing a boat with you, making the whole layout yourself, talking to you, do you reckon this will work? Like that's all fun, you know, that's super stimulating for people and that
It
makes
is.
you use your
Oh, it's a dream. It's people's dreams.
and
Like,
you use
That's
your
it,
creative side, which like a lot of blokes don't use as they get older.
Yeah.
But and like I wouldn't say I'm a super creative person. But when you start using it, it's like, well, it's actually kind of fun. You know,
Yeah.
Well, do we want this color? Do we want this shape?
Yeah.
Move this around. And
Well, those 3D views, I've shown you a few of them. How cool is it to receive something like that? That you've just custom designed this boat and they've done it in a 3D that you can flick it around, cut it in half and
Yeah.
see all the internals of it. And then if you don't like something on it, oh yeah, can we quickly change that? Change it quickly, send it back and you flick it around again and make sure it's exactly what you want before we build it.
Yeah.
Like, for some people, that's like blows their mind of how the whole process works.
And then you rip out your duct tape laptop.
Yeah, to show them.
Yeah, man. I think you need to like replace that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Moving into the 21st century.
Yeah. Yeah, we've finally got an office now, so I can.
Yeah. I think you do need like a proper like a screen to show them as well
Yeah,
to do it justice.
I was talking to my mate that like a laptop there it has the like capacity to have the 3D design on it, which then will be able to load it a lot easier and
Yeah.
it'll just be all around better.
Yeah.
So I am looking into it now that I've actually got an office.
Just on that, the whole like customization thing, it is such a big thing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because realistically, it's your kind of like rich man's sport in a way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm sort of going back a few years. I used to do it. Riviera don't even do it anymore. They're like too good for
This
it.
is what it is, yeah.
But going back 15 years, I remember sitting in a room for a day with billionaires, absolute billionaires, and they're able to sort of go through the process. I'm sitting there on a computer modeling stuff in front of them, like changing things, and they're sort of Riviera sort of like going, yeah, we'll do that, whatever you want, kind of thing. That's pretty much what we're offering to the guy who's only spending like 100 grand or less, like 50 grand on his boat, or probably even less. Like you can, for the smaller stuff as well. Like we do the most customized boat is our 37 car topper, which we sell for $4 grand. Like it's, and people do some crazy stuff to that, and it's a pretty special thing, I think.
Yeah, so if you're not fully understanding what's going on, you pick a boat from the catalogue and then you can choose whatever design you want with your boat builder, and then they will show you a 3D image of it that you can change in real time. So it might have to go back to the designers who can change it, but you'll talk to Andre and you'll be like, oh, I want to, I don't know, add a rail here, or put a bench seat here, or do this. And he's got a 3D model, press a few buttons, talks to the designer, and then they'll come back to you with that updated design. And then you can lift the roof off the boat, you can look inside the hull, you can spin it around and see exactly what you're imagining or dreaming in your head come to life.
Yeah.
It's good.
Does that explain it right?
Yeah, 100%. And even like looking at the website, there's a certain amount of vessels on there, but if somebody comes to us, and this is Andre's specialty right here.
I know where you're going.
So someone comes to us and they don't see what's there that's in their head, and then we'll go, okay, well, it's not there, but we'll create it for you.
Yeah.
And then we create that base for them to then
But then you
go
got to start
through.
from scratch.
But we're starting from scratch, and I swear I've spent the last few years just dealing with this with Andre, and everything's so different, so custom.
Yeah.
You're saying you love designing though, mate. You want to do
I
more?
do.
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
why it keeps him on his toes.
Yeah. I'm not. That's not a gripe. That's just
What you can do.
what Andre tends to make us do.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the way to finish it.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. What's your socials for everyone?
Socials, CNC Marine. So you type that into YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
TikTok.
You have TikTok?
We do have a TikTok. Yeah. I don't spend too much time. Danny in the office loves it.
Yeah,
He's
right.
on the TikToks. Yeah.
Well, all socials then, CNC Marine.
Yeah. Just
And
CNC Marine.
Andre,
The letters
Yeah.
C and C.
Yeah.
Blue Dog Boats on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have full video of the trailer build we've just done very soon on YouTube, which is going to be sick.
Yeah, that's a cool build, that one.
Yeah. We're doing more time lapses as well of full builds.
Yeah.
So they're coming.
They come.
Yeah, nice.
They're getting there.
Awesome. Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Cool.
Wig.
No worries.